Hi guys, I'm Grace and I'm going to take you through a 30-minute essentials or a beginner reformer class. All you'll need is a chi ball or a Pilates ball and also your box. So a long box, short box just behind me. So we're starting with 3.5 springs. So I've got 3 reds and a blue spring on. And we're going to start by lying onto our backs. We don't need the chi ball to start with, but we're going to lie onto our backs. Your heels are on the foot bar. Just make sure that your headrest is nice and flat. Arms along by your side. You're nice and heavy through your tailbone. You've got a gap between the small of your back and the carriage. And I want you to take a nice deep inhale breath here. So you're inhaling through the nose, expanding your ribcage out wide to the side. And then I want you to exhale, fully release your breath through the mouth. Inhale here again, taking that nice deep belly breath. As you exhale this time, I want you to start to imprint the small of your back into the carriage. So it's a little tiny pelvic tilt. And then you're going to inhale to release back to neutral spine. So we're exhaling, imprinting the small of your back into the carriage. Inhaling to release. Imagine I've got your fingertips under the small of your back and I want you to try and crush my fingertips. And then inhaling. And then exhaling, starting to imprint the small of the back, inhaling to release. So we're just warming up through the lower spine, the lower abdominals, getting that movement through the back. On this next one, as you exhale, I want you to start to continue that pelvic tilt. You're going to peel your tailbone off and you're going to roll up nice and high into your shoulder girdle. So we're coming into our bridging position. You're going to reach your knees over the foot bar, so you're opening up through your hip flexors. And from here, draw your belly button to your spine, roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time, and then release your tailbone at the end. And again, exhale, let's start to peel the tailbone off, rolling up nice and high into your shoulder girdle, pressing evenly through both heels, using your breath, and then lowering yourselves down one vertebrae at a time, nice and controlled. And again, inhaling here. Exhale, let's start to peel your tailbone off, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. Just make sure that you're drawing your bottom towards your heels, so that way you start to activate through your hamstrings. From here, you're going to inhale, lower your bottom down halfway. Exhale, squeeze through your glutes, send your hips back up high. Inhale, coming down halfway. Exhaling, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. We've got 3 more like this, using your breath. Pressing evenly through both heels. You're drawing your belly button away from your pant line for your last 2. And you've got your final one here, exhaling to lift. Inhale, lower yourself down, round through the back. And release your tailbone at the end. You're coming back into that neutral spine position. Keep your heels on the foot bar just hip width apart. And keep your bottom attached to the carriage. On an exhale breath, I want you to press away from the foot bar, lengthen your legs. Inhale to bend the knees, slowly draw it all the way back in. Exhale, pressing away, so you're nice and controlled here. Your knees are tracking in line with your second toe, so you've got that nice lower leg alignment. And I want you to think about resisting the springs on the way out and on the way back in. So that way you're always working your legs. The springs are always on tension. You're using your breath here. We've got 4 more. Exhaling, pressing away. Inhaling to bend. Your final 3 here. Belly button's drawing away from your pant line. 2 more. Exhale, reaching long. Inhaling to bend. You've got your last one here. You're going to come down halfway. We're going to add in tiny little pulses. So 2 inches up, 2 inches down. Using your breath here. We've got 5 more pulses and 4, 3, 2, and 1, pressing out all the way. Bend your knees, draw the carriage all the way in. Let's slide your toes down onto the foot bar, exactly where your heels just were. And all you're going to do is draw your heels together. So you're coming into your Pilates V position. Your knees are in line with your second toes. Keeping your heels together, I want you to exhale, press out through the balls of the feet, lengthen your legs, squeeze your inner thighs. Inhaling to bend. Exhale, pressing away. Inhaling to bend. So it's almost like you're finding length through the crown of your head, length through the toes, squeezing your inner thighs together, opening up the springs on the reformer, but also imagine that you're opening up the springs inside of your body as well. Exhale, reaching out nice and long. Inhale, slowly drawing it back in. You've got 4 more like this, using your breath. Slowly resisting. You've got your final 3 here, squeezing those inner thighs. Tailbone's nice and heavy. You've got 2. Exhale, pressing away. Inhaling to bend. Final 1 here. We're going to come down halfway. We've got our pulses. So 2 inches up, 2 inches down. You're going to start to feel your quad muscles working here. Keep your heels glued together. You've got your little pulses. You've got 5 more here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up all the way. Keep your legs nice and straight. We're now going to separate our heels, so we're coming into parallel. Now let's drop both heels underneath the foot bar as far as you can, and then I want you to exhale, press away from that foot bar. We're inhaling, lowering the heels down. Exhale, lifting the heels up all the way. So think about your ankle mobility and flexibility. How far can you sink your heels underneath? And then how far can you lift your heels up? Really working through the calves here. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to lift. Legs are still nice and straight. And using your breath here. When you take it slower, you really start to feel the movement deep within the calves. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to lift. We've got 3 more here before we get a nice stretch. Using your breath, you've got your final 2 here. And you've got your last 1 here. We're going to keep our heels lifted. Now you're going to bend your right knee, send your left heel underneath. You'll find a nice stretch through your left calf. And you can either hold it here, or if you feel more comfortable doing prances, you can do that as well. Just 3 more seconds here. Get that release. 2 and 1. Come up through demi point, over to the other side. Bend your left knee, let your right heel sink underneath. Get that stretch and release through the back of the leg. Using your breath here, just enjoying that stretch. You're going to come up through demi point. You're going to bend both knees, draw the carriage all the way in. Now with your heels, you're going to place them nice and wide onto the foot bar. You want a slight external rotation that comes from your hips. And again, your knees are in line with your second toes. Inhale, breath to prepare. As you exhale, I want you to drive away from the foot bar, lengthen the legs. Inhaling to bend. Tailbone still heavy, nice and soft through the knees as you extend. And again, you're resisting the springs on the way out and on the way back in. You'll notice that when your heels are on the foot bar, you start to feel your inner thighs engage and your glutes. You're still going to feel your quads because of the work that we've done previously, but start to take awareness, or start to become aware of where else is working within the body when you change your feet. Exhaling, or when you change where your feet are on the foot bar. Exhaling, pressing away, inhaling to bend. You've got 4 more like this, reaching out nice and long. You've got your final 3 here. Inhaling to bend, 2 more like this. Exhale, pressing away. And you've got your last 1 here. You're going to come down halfway. You've got pulses, 2 inches up, 2 inches down. Working through your inner thighs. I start to feel them switch on. Your quads, a little bit of glute work here. You've got 5 more, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Press out all the way, lengthen your legs. Bend your knees, draw the carriage in. You've got your last little bit of footwork. Toes are coming where your heels just were. Your knees are drawing in together, so you're coming into a knock knee position. I want you to press out as far as you can without letting your knees separate. So exhale, press away. Keep your knees glued together. Press out, and then inhale, come all the way back in. Exhale, pressing away. Keep your knees glued together. Inhaling to bend. If it doesn't feel comfortable with your feet that wide on the foot bar, you can always draw your feet in a little bit closer together. You're still going to get the same movement here. So why it's so intense and why you're going to start to feel it so strongly through your legs, especially when your knees are connected together, maybe even your inner thighs, we're working your VMOs, and your VMOs are part of your quad muscles, and we're helping to strengthen your knees. Exhaling. So if you have never done this movement, or if you haven't done it in a little while, sometimes it's quite intense and your legs may start to shake, but we're helping to strengthen around your knee, help to support it, and working on those muscles, using your breath here. Let's do 3 more together. Exhale, pressing away. Inhaling to bend. You've got your final 2 here. We've got it. And you've got your final one. You're going to come down halfway. You guys have probably guessed it. We've got little tiny pulses here. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep the knees together for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing out all the way. Separate your knees. Well done. And bend your knees. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. And then from here, we're going to peel ourselves up. And we're changing over to 1 red and 1 blue spring. So that's 1.5 springs. 1 red, 1 blue. You're going to lie into your back. And we're going to grab hold of our short loops that are behind us. So grabbing hold of your short loops. And you're going to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. So your fingertips are in line with your shoulders. And you're going to float your legs into tabletop. So you want that nice 90-degree position with your legs. From here, keeping your arms nice and straight, you're going to exhale, pull down into your straps, draw your hands by your hips. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pulling down, tailbone still heavy. Inhale, floating up. So you should start to feel your core engage here. Arms are nice and straight. If this ever feels too much on your core or you feel your hip flexors switch on, you can always bend your knees or cross the legs over and then bend your knees in a little bit closer towards your chest and continue doing the movement like this. That's an option for you. Inhaling to float up, exhale to pull down. If you would like to advance this, as you pull down into your straps, you can scoop up through the head, neck and shoulders, draw your gaze in between your thighs. Inhale to lower yourself down. Exhale, scooping up that little bit higher. Inhale to lower yourself down. So the most important part here is that your arms, so your wrists are nice and straight. You don't want to bend the wrists back. Exhale, scooping up. Inhale to lower down. If the spring tension for the red and blue is too much, you can always drop down to 1 red spring, or you can have 1 red, 1 yellow, or even a green spring. Exhale, scooping up. Inhale to lower down. If you want, you can add in your single leg extension. So you're going to reach one leg out nice and long, come back through center, and then exhale, alternate to the other side. Belly button's drawing to your spine. So you've got the option here, you can either keep your legs into tabletop and just focus on your arms. You can add in your chest lift, or you can add in your single leg extensions here. We've just got our last 3, 2 more, and you've got your final one here. You're going to lower yourselves down. Legs are still into tabletop. Let's draw your hands down by your hips. You're going to flip your palms to face towards your hips. On an inhale breath, open your arms out into a T position. As you exhale, I want you to pull down from your armpits, draw your hands by your side. Inhale, opening out. Exhale, pulling your arms down. And again, the same principles as before. If you would like to advance this, make it a little bit harder. You can start to peel yourself up into that chest lift position and then lower yourself down. Exhale, scooping up. You've got the option to always keep your head down through the whole process. You can add in your single leg extensions if you want to. Exhaling, using your breath. We've just got 4 more like this, pulling down, finding length through the leg. If you're extending your legs for 3, belly buttons drawing to your spine for 2, and you've got your last one here. Open your arms out, find the foot bar with your feet, place your long loops back onto your shoulder rests. And I like to separate my feet to as wide as a foot bar. You can grab hold of your shoulder rest as well and just drop your knees from side to side. It feels really nice on your back. You get a lower abdominal release as well and a bit of a stretch through the back. Once you finish stretching out, peel yourself up nice and slow. And we're going to change over just to 1 red spring. So 1 red spring is just 1 full spring. Grab hold of your chi ball and you're going to place it onto your shoulder rest. Oh, sorry, not onto your shoulder rest, your head rest. And you're going to lie all the way down. Send your bottom, the most important part here is to send your bottom towards the back of the carriage. That way you've got room for your knees when they're bent. This way you'll be able to grab hold of your long loop. You can walk up your long loop and place your top foot into that strap. So from here, you want your bottom waist lifted off the carriage so you've got equal length through both sides of the waist. You can place your top hand onto your top hip. Make sure that your legs are at a nice 90-degree position, and you want your top leg off of your bottom leg. So you don't want this, you want to lift it off. From here, you're going to exhale, press away, drive out through your top heel, lengthen your leg, inhale to bend. Exhale, pressing away, using your breath, finding length. Your aim is to draw it towards the middle of the foot bar. And from here, I want you to think about just bending your knee so it's back in line with your bottom leg. So if you start to feel that your knee, your top knee is coming towards your belly button or your chest, you've gone too far. It's all about pelvic control here. You're going to start to feel your glute, your top glute switch on. And I want you to drive out through the heel so you start to engage through that glute as well. We've got 3 more like this. Exhale, pressing away. Inhaling to bend. You've got your final 2 here. And you've got your last one. Exhale, reach your top leg out nice and long. From here, on an inhale breath, I want you to start to sweep your top leg forward as far as you can without letting your pelvis come with you. And then you're going to exhale, kick back through the heel. Inhale, reach your top leg forward. Exhale, kick back through the heel. So you just want your leg in line with your hip as you sweep the leg forward. Exhale, kicking back. If it starts to go down across the body like this, or if it's up too high, I just want you to align it with your hips. Inhaling, sweeping forward. Exhale, kicking back. You should start to feel your glutes switch on. We've got 4 more like this. Exhaling, reaching long, nice and strong through your leg, nice and controlled through the body for 3. Inhale, sweeping forward. Exhale, kicking back for 2. And you've got your final one here. Kick the leg all the way back. On an inhale breath, sweep your top leg forward. This is the last little bit. You're going to point your toes towards the ground. You're going to lift and lower your top leg just for 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick back through the heel, lengthen your leg, bend your knee, take your foot out of that loop. Well done. You should really start to feel your glutes engage. If you would like, you can always tap out that glute. And the good news is we've got it over the other side. So peel yourself up nice and slowly, wiggle yourself around, lying onto your other side, lay yourself all the way down. Like I said, send your bottom towards the back of the carriage, that way you've got room for your knees. And then you're going to reach down, grab hold of that long loop, place it over the arch of your top foot, and then once you're ready, you're going to place your top hand onto your top hip. Make sure that your bottom waist is lifted off the carriage. You're going to exhale, press out through the heel, lengthen your leg. Inhale to bend. Exhale, press away, using your breath. Inhaling to bend. Resisting on the way out. Resist on the way back in. And always coming to that nice 90-degree position with your top leg. So making sure that you're just stopping at the hip when you bend the knee. It's not coming close towards your belly button or your chest. And you're aiming your heel towards the middle of the foot bar. Exhale, pressing away. Let's do 4 more here. Using your breath, finding length through the leg. Inhale to bend. Exhale, pressing away for 3. Nice and soft through the knee as you extend for 2. And you've got your final one here. We're going to keep our legs straight. On an inhale breath, sweep your leg forward as far as you can without letting your pelvis come with you. Exhale, kick your leg back. Inhale, reaching it forward. Exhale, driving all the way back. Using your breath here, finding length through the leg. Exhale, reaching back. Keep lifting out of your bottom waist. Belly button's drawing to your spine, so you're switching on through your deep abdominal muscles. Your top hands onto your top hip, so that way it can track if your hips rolling forwards or not. You've got 4 more like this before we come into our little lift and lowers to finish. You've got your final 3 here. Exhale, reaching back. 2 more, belly buttons drawing away from your pant line ever so slightly. And you've got your last one here, reaching all the way back. Sweep your top leg forward. You're going to hold your carriage nice and still. Point your toes towards the ground without letting your carriage move. You're going to add in your little lift and lowers. We've got 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing out all the way. Bend your knee. Take your foot out of that long loop. Place onto the shoulder pin. And then you can lie onto your back. You can keep the chi ball there as a pillow if you'd like. But you're going to come into a figure 4 stretch. So bring your right ankle over your left knee and just stretch out that glute. It feels really good, especially after you've worked it. And get that stretch and release through the right glute. And now we're going to swap over to the other side. Place your left leg on top, get that release. And you can press out onto your left knee if that feels comfortable. Nice, just a few more seconds here. Good, you're going to unhook your leg. Let's take that chi ball out from behind the head. Scoop yourself up. We can place the chi ball off to one side because now we're going to come into our pulling straps. So we've still got that red spring. You're going to lower your foot bar down all the way. Let's grab hold of our box and you're going to place it onto your reformer as a long box. From here, I want you to lie onto your chest. You want your chest in line with the edge of the box, and with your feet, I want them reaching out long behind you. Squeeze your legs together. With your pubic bone, you're going to press it into the box, and with your belly button, I want you to draw it away from the box. You're now going to reach down and grab hold of the plastic parts of your ropes. Remember, if it ever gets too much, grabbing hold higher, you can always take the pressure off by grabbing a little bit lower, so onto the short loops or onto the longer loops. But let's start where the plastic parts are. Your gaze is down towards the floor, your arms are nice and straight. On an exhale breath, I want you to pull into your straps, draw your hands all the way back by your hips. Inhale, float your arms forward. Exhale, let's pull all the way down. Feel your shoulders drawing down your back as you pull into your straps. Keep reaching your feet out long behind you. Belly buttons draw into your spine, using your breath here. Exhaling and then inhaling. We've just got 3 more like this before we're going to keep our elbows in close by our waist. So this exercise helps to work on your postural muscles. We're working on your back muscles. And on this next one, keep your elbows in close by your waist. We're going to work through our triceps. So you're going to bend at the elbows and then exhale to extend. Inhale to bend, exhale pressing away. So don't let your elbows move away from your waist here. If it ever gets too intense, remember you can walk your hands back along the short loops or the long loops. Keep reaching your legs out nice and long. We've just got 3 more here. And 2. Using your breath. And your last one here. Exhale, reaching back. We're going to place our long loops onto our shoulder pins. And then from here, let's come into our 4-point kneeling position on top of your box. So 4-point kneeling means your knees are in line with your hips, your shoulders are in line with your wrists. If you have any wrist issues, you can always come onto your fists. It just takes the pressure out. Otherwise, keep your hands nice and flat. You're going to exhale, press away from the box. Draw your gaze towards your navel, round the back. And then inhale, let your belly hang, draw your gaze forward. Exhale, scooping up. Inhale to lower yourself down. Getting that stretch and release through the back. 2 more here. Inhaling to release. And you've got your last one here. Inhaling to release. Nice. You're going to come into neutral spine, so you're not arching and you're not rounding. We're going to work into our quadruped, so a little bit of core control. From here, you're going to extend your left arm forward as your right leg reaches out long behind you. You're going to lower the arm, lower the leg, and with a minimal shift through your pelvis, I want you to swap to the other side, so you're finding length through the legs. Here, I want you to keep reaching out of the arm, that's attached to the box. Belly button's drawing to your spine. Reaching out nice and long. Good, hips are square. And try and have a minimal shift through your pelvis as possible. Good, maybe you'll have a little bit more room than I do. And it doesn't matter about leg height, it just matters about control here. You've got one more either side. A little bit of bone density by weight bearing. Last one. You're going to lower the arm, lower the leg. Let's extend your opposite arm, opposite leg long. Hold it here. You're going to open the arm, open the leg out just 20 centimeters, and then draw it back in line with your body. You've got 3 more here, and 2. Last one, lower the arm, lower the leg. Let's swap over to the other side. Extend your arm, extend your leg, open just 20 centimeters. We've got 3, 2, last one, lower the arm, lower the leg, walk your knees forward, come into a child's pose position. You can roll out your wrist if that feels comfortable. Alright, from here, let's peel yourself up. We're going to take your box off, place it off to the side. We're still going to keep that red spring. Let's lift up your foot bar and come into a Z-sit position, facing whichever way you would like, but I've got my left leg in front and then my right shin's up against my shoulder rest. Your left hand is going to come into the middle of the foot bar. You want that arm to be nice and straight and the shoulder down. On an exhale breath, you're going to reach up and over, press away from that foot bar. Keep your shoulders forward and then inhaling, coming back through center. Exhale, pressing away nice and straight through the arm that's attached to the foot bar and then inhaling, coming back. On the next one, as you press away, your other hand is going to reach up and over and you're going to place it onto your foot bar. Rotate your shoulders, widen your grip. Exhale, press away, find a deeper stretch. On an inhale breath, start to lift your gaze, draw the carriage all the way into the stopper. Exhaling to press away. Arms are always straight, shoulders are always down. You're just getting a nice stretch and release through the front of the body. You might even feel a quad stretch. You might feel a glute stretch. Using your breath here. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower yourself down. Last one here. Inhaling, draw yourself all the way into the stopper. You're going to place your right hand, or whichever hand, onto your shoulder rest, and you're going to reach up and over, get your counter stretch. Trying to direct your breath into the rib cage that's closest towards your foot bar. Come back through center, and then you're going to swap over to the other side. So an easy way to swap over is you can roll onto your bottom, lift up your legs, and then that way you've got that nice Z-sit position facing towards the other side. Place your hand onto the middle of the foot bar, your arms nice and straight, shoulders down. Exhale, press away, reach up and over. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, pressing away, finding length. Inhaling, coming back through center. On this next one, you're going to press away, reach up and over, place your hand onto the foot bar, rotate your shoulders, widen your grip, press up even further, find length. Inhale, start to lift your gaze, draw the carriage all the way to the stopper. Exhale, press away, get that stretch. And again, inhaling here, opening up through the front of the body. Exhale, reaching out nice and long, using your breath here. Getting that stretch and release through your thoracic. Just make sure that there's equal pressure through both heels of the hand. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling to lower. You've got your last one here. Inhale, lift your gaze. Draw the carriage all the way into the stopper. Grab hold of your shoulder rest. Reach up and over. Direct your breath into the rib cage that's closest towards the foot bar. And then come back through center. You're going to change over just to one blue spring. And you're going to stand at the edge of your foot bar. here. So feet are hip width apart. I want you to take a nice deep belly breath. As you exhale, you're going to nod your chin to your chest. You're going to find the edge of your carriage. I want you to imagine you're diving into a pool. You can start to bend your knees, get a nice stretch through your back, and then start to straighten your legs round through the belly. It's like you're scooping up one vertebrae at a time. The last thing to lift is your gaze, and again, inhaling here. Exhale, nod your chin to your chest. Roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time. Your hands find the edge of the carriage. Send the carriage away. You can bend your knees, stick your bottom out. Start to straighten through the legs. Draw the carriage all the way in. Re-stack up nice and tall. One vertebrae at a time. Once your head starts to lift, you're going to roll your shoulders back just for 3, 2, and 1. And that is your 30-minute Essentials or Beginner Reformer class. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye guys.